a senator, put up the picture full mass. Senator is sued by the chief of staff over sexual demands of him. So the California State Senator, Marie Alvarado-Gil, a Republican, is being sued. She's being sued for sexual harassment by her former chief of staff, Chad Condit. That's Chad right there. Chad claims that she asked him to perform oral sex on her to prove his loyalty to her, which he attempted. I'm sorry. Put it back up, man. He attempted to and injured his back he hurt himself.
With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show.
All right, so the chief of staff, Chad, claims that the state senator in California, Alvarado, asserted her control and power over him in a sexual way by demanding that he perform oral sex on her to show her loyalty during a trip to, I think it's Inyo County. Quote, they were driving together and they pulled over to go to the restroom. The lawsuit reads, quote, I want you to kiss it and prove your loyalty. I don't know what the conversation was prior to this statement. There's more. She had her legs spread and turned towards him, exposing her vagina, according to the lawsuit. Her direction was for him to submit to her and demand and to orally, to submit to her demand and to orally pleasure her vagina, end quote. So the chief of staff, Chad Condit, alleges in the lawsuit that the state senator of California, Alvarado-Gil, began grooming him within the first 6 months as chief of staff, leading to a dominant relationship where she repeatedly demanded of him oral sex. The lawsuit states that Condit and Alvarado-Gil never had sexual intercourse. Both of them are married. Condit claims Alvarado-Gil repeatedly engaged in erratic, controlling, and sexual dominating behavior, abusing her power and authority as a state senator. Can you put the pictures up again? Wow. So the married aide claims he relented and performed the acts on his boss over the years as part of a sex-based quid pro quo relationship in order to protect his job. According to the lawsuit filed in Sacramento Superior Court, on their final encounter, the chief of staff alleges he suffered a debilitating back injury while having to twist and contort. This is what it says in the lawsuit now. I'm not making these words up. Twist and contort as he performed oral sex on the senator in a car, leaving him with 3 herniated discs and a collapsed hip. The court papers charge. The staffer claims he started using his back injury as an excuse to reject Alvarado-Gil's advances. In August last year, but she allegedly retaliated and handed him a disciplinary letter with accusations of inappropriate behavior leveled against him. Condit alleges he was then fired in December after repeatedly making clear that the sexual advances were no longer welcome and that he was undergoing back surgery, according to the lawsuit. And she was basically like, damn your back surgery. She gave this man a disciplinary letter of non-performance when he injured his back and could no longer, Alvarado-Gil was elected to represent the good people of California Senate District 4, in 2022, hired him as chief of staff. He had worked as her campaign manager for a few months before the election. Alvarado-Gil also hired her childhood friend, Vanessa Bravo. After she was elected, Condit claims in the lawsuit that Bravo had no experience and was being positioned to take over his job. We're not sure which job he's referring to. Alvarado-Gil fired Condit in December 2023. So the attorney for the elected official, Oregon Gil Rilov, has since hit back at the former aide's allegations. Quote, a disgruntled former employee has fabricated an outlandish story presented without evidence to get a payday, the attorney said in a statement to the Post. We expect the senator will be fully cleared of any wrongdoing of these bogus, financially motivated claims. And so the elected official represents a largely rural district northeast of the Central Valley. Remember, this is a Republican, made headlines last month after she defected to the Republican Party because of her now former party had become, quote, unrecognizable under its current leadership and policies. So let me say this: if this is true, obviously this is a horrible thing and a abuse of power to the chief of staff. And if true, once again, the reason perhaps why she didn't think it will become public is because of the marriage situation that's connected here. But it seems as if that is no longer an issue at all. And I would expect, if this has been going on for a number of years, there's some evidence somewhere that this has happened. And so we shall follow up on this story. It's a hell of a story, but you know, Republicans, conservatives, it is interesting that the individuals who claim to be the moral elite, the ones who believe in the traditional moral character of the family dynamic and all this other rhetoric, and then they will make villains out of those who have made mistakes in their life or those who have made the wrong decision. They will judge them to the case of no return. But while this is happening, are the Republicans speaking out against this kind of behavior? No, of course not. Of course not. They no longer can. And a big reason why they can't is because the person who is the standard bearer for their party has done much worse, been convicted of it. And your standard bearer cannot bear the standard. So how do you hold this person accountable in a leadership role for doing something as egregious as this allegedly? All right, Wosny, thoughts here?
I just want to first give a round of applause, standing ovation to the producers of this show for this story following a story about people eating cat. You can't make this up, folks. I mean, golly. Standing ovation, gold sticker for you guys. What I would say is, look, man, this is proof positive that we need to overhaul healthcare in this country, Dr. Richey. If this guy with his government healthcare can't take care of a bad back, I mean, what hope is there for everybody else? I'm sure he just wanted his medical expenses handled, guys. And he would have kept his mouth shut about the oral, dictation.
It's a lot going on there. But I think the man has some proof somewhere over the years.